Bonjour, je m'appelle Sharon.
Et je m'appelle Leah.
We enjoyed a beautiful spring weekend in northern Michigan, but it didn't last.
We're back in dreary and chilly weather.
But at least we had a taste of what will come soon.
This is weather, not climate, an important distinction.
And we'd like to take a moment from our virtual travelogue to mention some important news today from France.
This morning in Paris, the United Nations released truly chilling news. More than 1 million species are threatened with extinction, and human activity is the driving force in this catastrophe.
Climate change, deforestation, habitat encroachment. Many causes, one villainous species. This report from UNESCO, which is the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, is the most comprehensive assessment yet of the global decline in biodiversity and the threat that represents for life on Earth. UNESCO Director Audrey Azoulay presented the report summary and put the world on notice.
She said this in French, but UNESCO's website helpfully provided an English version.
I will quote her directly. Following the adoption of this historic report, no one will be able to claim that they did not know. We can no longer continue to destroy the diversity of life. This is our responsibility towards future generations. This report reminds us of the urgent need to act for biodiversity, our global environmental heritage. We can and must all mobilize urgently and together to save our planet and thus humanity. Protecting biodiversity is as vital as fighting climate change. Now, ironically, our Tour de France this week takes us to a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We have great castles, which some could say represent human foolishness, although we'd like to point out that when they were built, castles were not single-family homes.
We are showing you the Centre-Val de Loire region. This area southwest of Paris is the France of picture books and legends, and we are visiting at a significant anniversary.
More on that to come. Just a few days ago, Leah was telling me,
I can't wait to go back to France.
And after today's episode, you may all agree. The Centre-Val de Loire region is nourished by the Loire River. It has been an important European center since at least the Roman era. It's often called the Garden of France for its lush agricultural lands that have yielded abundant crops as well as spectacular wines. Most of the region's claim to fame was established during the Renaissance. French kings brought their courts from Paris to get away from it all. Yeah, even back then that was a thing. The nobility and hangers-on who accompanied the court built elaborate castles that make the Loire Valley one of France's most popular destinations.
The French word for castle is chateau. The Loire Valley has so many chateaus that you would probably need years, if not a lifetime, to adequately visit them all. But if you want to try, right now is the perfect time to get started.
Just a few days ago, the Italian president joined French President Emmanuel Macron in the Loire Valley to mark the 500th anniversary since the death of Leonardo da Vinci. The great Italian painter and inventor lived his last years in Amboise at the invitation of French King Francois I. He died and was buried in Amboise. Many events are planned in the region this year to celebrate 500 years since the Renaissance. Check our website for a link to the festivities.
Incidentally, one of our favorite movies fictionalizes Leonardo's time in France. Ever After is a somewhat feminist retelling of the Cinderella story starring Drew Barrymore. It has Leonardo performing the services of fairy godmother with art and engineering, not magic.
It was filmed in the Dordogne, not the Loire, and there is no historical evidence that Leonardo performed any matchmaking services while in France, but it is still a delightful film. And if you want to read a biography of the greatest of Renaissance men, Walter Isaacson's best-selling Leonardo da Vinci is now in paperback. Leonardo is only one representative of French-Italian relations during the Renaissance. The women from the de' Medici family of Florence, who became French queens, may have been the most significant members of that dynamic. But did you know Scottish history is also deeply interwoven with the French? Among the fruits of this alliance was the sheltering of the young Mary, Queen of Scots, in the French court in the mid-1500s. If you enjoy historical fiction, I highly recommend Queen's Play, which is the second book in Scottish author Dorothy Dunnett's series known as the Lyman Chronicles. Much of the action takes place in the villages and chateaux of the Loire Valley, where our hero is engaged in an elaborate intrigue to protect his child queen. There is even an exciting race across the rooftops of the town. Another fruit of this connection involves whiskey and wine, but we'll go into that next week, along with Sancerre.
That's all for now.
For links to all we've talked about, visit our website at touffemmes.com.
And if you like our videos, please subscribe. It's free. Merci beaucoup.
À bientôt!